The ground at Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, a van crashed into a parked airplane and became wedged under the plane. Wow, how'd you like to explain that? The plane was loaded with passengers. No one was hurt. Police say the driver had a medical problem, lost consciousness behind the wheel. A sudden spike in pregnancies at a high school in Gloucester, Massachusetts is being blamed on a reported pregnancy pact among students. The principal telling Time magazine nearly half of the pregnancies were planned, and the girls agreed to intentionally get pregnant and raise their babies together. Alina Cho is going to have more on this remarkable story coming up in our next hour. And then there's this.
Give me your money. Give me your money. $50. $50. Hey. $50. Hey. Do it. $50.
Just got a few laughs in the newsroom this morning as well. Police in Florida say it's the oddest robbery they've ever seen, and we concur. A man used part of a palm tree to hold up a convenience store in Florida, and the camera was rolling when the man walked into the store waving the palm frond like a spear, demanding money, as you heard. Another person then grabbed a bar stool, okay? So, a strange weapon to try to rob it with, and a strange one to beat the guy off with. He's a lion tamer. What's going on? Anyway, he was caught a short time later and charged with armed robbery.
Was he trying to rob him or curse him with
He's asking for $50. They got that on tape. Well, the floods in Iowa could not silence wedding bells for one National Guardsman who was called to duty yesterday on a bridge lined with sandbags. Curtis White married Danielle Ritter. The couple stood on a bridge that just the day before was covered with water. The new bride said, hell or high water, she was getting married.
She got the high water. Let's hope she doesn't get the other part of that.
Exactly.
Our Bonnie Schneider is watching the weather for us this morning. How about that video, Bonnie, of the guy trying to rob the convenience store with the palm frond?
I don't know. That's wow. Yeah, exactly. Well, we've got a lot going on now, John, in weather. I want to show you that we have rain coming in right over the flood zone in parts of Missouri. Take a look at the radar and you'll see what I'm talking about. The rain really won't accumulate too much in terms of heavy rain, but it certainly doesn't help matters there in this region. This is what we're looking at. It's really interesting. We've had a lot of levee breaks over the past day or so. So St. Louis to the south will actually see the worst flooding today because the water will slowly recede from this point forward. The levee breaks actually ease the water flow for St. Louis, so good news for them, but bad news for folks in other parts of the U.S., especially in Lincoln County, where there have been several breaks. You can actually see the areas highlighted in purple. Those are the major flood breaks, and then we have the moderate flood zones in red. We're zooming into Lincoln County now in Winfield, where we had the levee break. East of 79, people were evacuated. They've all moved further to the west to get out of that region. Another levee break occurred in Foley. This one was 40 feet wide. The water continues to flow to the southwest, and fortunately, a lot of people are going to be having to move to higher ground at that point as well. In Ellsbury, we're also looking at a levee that broke 10 feet wide. So, unfortunately, these levee breaks are a huge problem for this region. And as you can see, we'll be watching for that, as well as the longest day of the year. That's right, today is the summer solstice. And look at the heat building in the southwest, John. Temperatures will be climbing to 107 in Las Vegas and 92 in Los Angeles. There is an excessive heat advisory for Southern California. Back to you.
Now, Bonnie, were we correct when we said, what does it take, the sun's in the northernmost position?
Right, that's when the Earth is tilted most towards the sun, so we get the longest day of the year. And it's actually coming a day early this year because it was a leap year.
Huh.
Everything explained. Bonnie's got the deal. Thanks, Bonnie. We'll see you again soon. Well, BlackBerry users say that they are working around the clock and they're not getting a dime for doing it. Now some paychecks could actually reflect those after-hours emails.
Also, Barack Obama breaks his promise about campaign fundraising. One ethics expert says he's actually doing the right thing by going back on his word. You're watching the most news in the morning.